Tempered Steel was started by Scott and I to combat the negativity that can come across from our severely injured military members and the way that they look.
Tempered Steel is a nonprofit that me and my mother co-founded. We started it because of a lot of the looks and stares that me and some of my fellow wounded soldiers were getting from the general public. I'm burned. A lot of the guys that I'm real close with are burned because I was at BAMC, Brooke Army Medical Center, and that's kind of where all the burn guys go.
We educate the public on the stories behind the scars and wounds of war. I have over 31 speakers nationwide, and I send them out to talk to schools, community groups, organizations, and corporations about their stories of injury and recovery, and not only of that, but what they're doing with their lives now, or what good came out of their injuries. In Scott's case, he didn't know his son. His son was only 2, and he was stationed so far away. And so now he gets to spend every single day with his son. That's the good that came out of his injuries. So each of our speakers has one of those stories.
We were kind of getting tired of the looks and the stares, and finally it became a point of either put up and do something about it or shut up and sit on the sidelines. So we decided to get out there and start talking about it.
When we would go to malls or out to dinner, people would just stare so hard. We've had people fall into Scott's wheelchair. We've had people run into walls trying to avoid looking at him. People would walk past and then make very rude comments afterwards. And we were in San Antonio, which is a very big military town, and that's where Brooke Army Medical Center is for the burn patients. And we just finally decided that we needed to do something. We needed to let people know that just because they can be sometimes horrifically disfigured, they're still the same people that they were before the injuries.
I was always a resilient person. I pretty much could handle almost anything thrown at me, and this was just another situation that was thrown at me and I was able to handle. And you just have to learn that there is another day. Just because today might suck, tomorrow could be better, and look forward to it with open eyes.
They still have the same hopes and dreams. They still want to do the same things. If they're single, they want to date. They want to go to the bars. Everybody wants to go to the movies. They want to go out into the public. And so we need to find a way to introduce the civilian population on how do you address somebody who looks like this, or how do you talk to someone who in some ways can be really scary looking.
It's something that can't be really explained or felt unless you've been there. For me, you know, I feel most comfortable when I'm around other veterans. It doesn't matter if they're veterans from World War II or if they're veterans from Iraq and Afghanistan. There's that brotherhood that lies between us because of what we've been through, the things that we've seen, places that we've been, and just the fact that we've been in war. And I think that allows to branch the age divide too.
When Scott's around other veterans, he lights up. It's that camaraderie that he doesn't get outside of a military connection. And so I see that. I see the connections, and I see him lighting up and just being happier.
I just want to get out there and put the message out to as many people as I can. I want to inform and educate as many people as I can physically do about our injuries and what we've been through.
And so I think it's great. Anything that we can do to keep that feeling of camaraderie that too many of our Iraq and Afghanistan veterans have been forced to leave due to their injuries, and yet they connect with the World War II vets, they connect with the Vietnam veterans, and they all say thank you to each other and have that just immediate connection that you can't get anywhere else.
Support us, don't forget about us. Just because the wars are ending doesn't mean that our fights aren't over.